Hello and welcome into the 3D. Today, I will teach you how you can use the screen position node in Unreal Engine 5. This is incredibly useful node that can help you to create a wide range of visual effects in your Unreal Engine 5 projects. Before we start, I know it's been a long time that I couldn't create content for YouTube, and since I don't have an income from this platform, I can't keep posting tutorials every week. But if you want to see more content on this channel, please comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. So let's back to the tutorial. Go to your content browser, right click on the empty space and create a new folder. This new folder will contain all of our materials, so we can rename it as materials. Open the folder, right click on the empty space and create a new material. Let's rename this material as screen position material and double click on this to open the material graph. So this one is our main material node, and if you go to the details panel, you can see the default settings of this node. Let's change the blend mode to additive, so it will give us more brighter and intense colors. Then set the shading model to unlit, so the colors will be flat, the material will not get affected from any light source, and it will not create any shadows. Finally, make sure you enable the two-sided option. Now we will start creating some nodes, and the first node we will create is the screen position node. Then right click and create a texture sample node. You can also create this by holding T on your keyboard and left click on an empty area, but since we just need one, I will delete this. Now select the texture sample node, go to the details panel, open the texture selection panel, and inside this, currently we can't see the engine contents. So if you click on the settings icon and enable the show engine content option, you should be able to see all the engine contents. Let me find a texture that can be a good example for this tutorial. You can use any texture that you like. Maybe this one. Let me connect the output of the texture sample node to the emissive color and hit apply. So this is the preview panel, and we can see the material clearly if we change the preview mesh to a plane. Let me minimize the material graph so I can show you with examples. If I drag and drop the material onto this object, this is the effect that we have, and obviously it is not looking nice. So if we connect the output of the screen position node to the UV input of the texture sample node and hit apply, you will see that now the material is targeted to our screen position, and it doesn't matter if we are rotating our camera, the material will always be the same from all angles. Great, but the scale of the texture is too big, and usually you can use the texture coordinate node to control the tiling of the UVs. Let me connect this to here. I will change the values to 20 by 20, and if we apply, you will see we have created tiling, but of course it is not getting affected from the screen position node. So what we can do is, let's delete this, create a multiply node, connect the screen position to a multiply A, multiply node to the texture sample, and now we can create tiling by changing the B value of the multiply node to maybe 20. Great, hit apply, and you will see the screen position node is working, and we also have tiling. So let me press play. We can walk around the object, and I think looks fine to me. After this, let me teach you how you can control the colors of the texture. Let's create a constant 3 vector node. You can also create it by holding 3 on your keyboard and left click on an empty area. But again, we just need 1. Now, right click on this node and convert it to a parameter. We can rename it as color. And we need to create another node, which is color parameter. Again, you can create it by holding S on your keyboard and left click on an empty area. It is just a shortcut. I will rename this as power, and it will control the brightness of the color. Let's also change the color from the color parameter. Red should be fine. And I will change the default value of the power to something around 10. Now, to be able to connect these nodes together, we need a multiply node. Connect the RGB output of the color to the multiply A, output of the power to multiply B, and create another multiply node. Connect the output of the second multiply node to the multiply A, RGB output of the texture sample node to the multiply B, and finally connect the multiply node to the emissive color. You can clearly see the difference. Let me apply. Now we have an effect like this, and this effect can be really useful in many situations. Okay, now let's go back to the material graph, and maybe we can add some animations to this effect. Create a panel node. Again, the shortcut of this is the P key and left click. So connect the output of the multiply node to the coordinate and output of the panel node to the UVs. Now, if you change the speed X and Y, for example, we can make them 0.5 by 0.5. You will see now we have an animation and it looks really nice. Maybe we can make the tiling 40. I think it is better now. And maybe I can create a cage outside of this effect by moving this one. Let me duplicate and move it. And finally for the back. Of course, this is just for the visuals. Looks great. Today we'll learn how to use the screen position node, and by changing the textures, you can create different kind of effects. You can even try to change the colors. maybe something like this. It is completely up to you. I will change it back to the red again, and by playing with the power value, we can make it brighter or less brighter. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if you want to see more content on this channel, please comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. I see you guys next time.